Many eyes are on ERCOT as we could hit another historic peak for demand for energy usage in the coming weeks, especially with those triple digits in the forecast. Here to talk about current conditions is Dr. Jian Shi, Assistant Professor of Engineering at the University of Houston. Good morning. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you for having me.
You know, I know this is on the minds of many, as we said. Power in Texas becomes a hot topic this time of year, as it does, during January and February, again here in the summer. Is it a concern this August?
I wouldn't think so. I was looking at the dashboard from ERCOT, and I would say that the grid, based on their current forecast, look pretty healthy at this point. So I would say that we will indeed have a peak load or have some record number for the rest of the week. But we also have a lot of generation resources, generation capacity standing by. So we're talking about 100 gigawatt of generation capacity. So I wouldn't worry so much about a emergency situation or a potential blackout.
Okay, that's really good to know. That was one of my questions, if you were concerned with any sort of potential blackout taking place. Talk to us about the strain, though, that is on the grid, especially during the evening hours, right? This is when people return home. This is when more energy is used between that 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour in the afternoon into the evening. What can we do as consumers? What can we do to be more cognizant, aware of the strain that we add to the grid?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. So although our grid seems to be healthy, I would still recommend or encourage Houstonians to try to conserve energy during this time period. So you can do a couple of different things. You can try to avoid using large appliances. You can try to turn off your washer and dryer during this time period. You can try to turn up your temperature a little bit just during this a couple of hours. So again, we're looking at a pretty stable grid this time around. But I think if we can all do this, we can just all do our part, and collectively it can definitely help release a lot of the pressure on the grid, not only on the generation side, but also on the infrastructure, transmission and distribution side.
We're seeing different forms of renewable energy, alternative energy on their screen as you were just talking. And I know you mentioned that briefly at the top of this conversation, but what does that space look like here in Texas?
We're having a very, very strong solar presence in the Texas grid as of today. So I was looking at the statistics earlier. So ever since 2021, Texas has actually installed more than 15 gigawatt of new utility scale solar capacity. And this year alone, 2024, we're on track to install another 13 gigawatts of solar power. So we're looking at a very strong momentum, and we're not going to stop there. I think based on their forecast, Texas is set to install yet another 100 gigawatt of solar power over the next 10 years. So we're looking at a very strong momentum, and I think solar, based on its current trajectory, will play a more substantial role in the Texas grid, in the future Texas grid.
Okay, all good information. Dr. Shi, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.